Hunting for demons? Try one of the Archstones. Now go. That is why you came, is it not? To this accursed Boletaria.
Right, this guy, he's basically like you. He's someone, just an NPC who came to the world trying to like save the world from the demons and failed. So now he's kind of given up on life and just sits there doing nothing. And he just throughout the game he gets madder and madder and starts going insane because he's losing his mind because he's been trapped here dead for so long. But that's not really important. That's not really a spoiler because he's probably the least important character in the entire game. Now, over here we have Stockpile Thomas.
I'm Stockpile Thomas.
Basically hold all of your items like a bank, so that any items you don't want to use or you don't need right now you can leave in there, or items that maybe you don't have the stats to use yet.
My wife and daughter fell victim to the demons.
But yeah, he'll hold things for you and then you can take them back whenever you want from him.
At the very least, I hope to lend my assistance to you brave slayers of demons. I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage.
Because you will get a lot of duplicate items. Obviously I don't want him to mind anything right now because I don't really have anything. I've only just started the game. But
best of luck to you.
This is Baldwin. He is a blacksmith. He will upgrade your weapons. Some of your weapons. He doesn't have the abilities to upgrade all of them.
Baldwin, just an ordinary blacksmith.
You basically pay him souls and stones that you find around the world, and he will upgrade your weapons to help you kill demons.
I'll give you weapons, or forge ones you already have. With your souls, I can eke out a living, and with my weapons, you can go on living. Not a bad deal, huh?
Yeah, I don't really have anything to upgrade there yet.
No interest, eh?
Around the place, every time you save an NPC in the game world, they will come here and you can talk to them, and some of them will sell you spells, some will sell you items or prayers and stuff like that. But right now, all I can do is go to the first level, which is Boletarian Palace. This level, it's designed to be simple so that you can complete it easily the first time through. It isn't a very hard level, but the first time I played the game, I played as a thief, and basically all you start off with is a tiny dagger and a shield, and it took me 2.5 hours to complete this first level because I was terrible at the game. And obviously I stuck with it, overcome the difficulties, and I learned to like the game. It is an amazing game, but if you don't like difficulty, if you don't like RPGs, if you don't like something that you'll have to work at, it isn't for you. But if you do like a challenge, buy it, even if you don't really like RPGs, because you might like it. It's a great game. Now, this is the first level. It's all the levels, all the first Darkstone levels are centered around this one castle, and there's 4 levels. 4 levels on this, and 3 on all the other Archstones. So in total, there's only 16 levels. Sorry. And you might think 16 levels isn't a very long game, but you will die a lot on your first playthrough. Now, here, this is the first area. All there is some wooden planks and stuff lying around, and some of the same enemies that are in the tutorial, except here they will do more damage to you. Now, as you can see, when I was in the tutorial I was only doing 76 damage when I was doing heavy attacks. Now I'm doing 82, so that's like the small damage boost you get from being in soul form when you die. And when you're in body form, you have more health, but you can also be invaded, and that's another great thing about this game, is the multiplayer system. Basically at any time, if you're in body form, you can be invaded by another player who uses this special stone that lets you invade people that you get not long after completing the first mission, I think. But basically only people in soul form can invade you, so they'll have less health but do more damage, and they've got to basically try and outplay you, and if they kill you they'll get a portion of the souls that you've currently got. And obviously souls are like currency in this world, and you get more depending on how tough the enemy is that you defeat. They do drop more souls. Now, I'm taking quite a beating here, which isn't unusual because I haven't played the game in quite a while. Need to heal. Choose some grass. There we go. You will get a lot of the lowest form of grass, which is crescent moon grass, when you first start playing the game. As you can see, these enemies aren't really that hard. If they lunge at you, you can roll away, wait till they do that flailing attack, and then go in with a heavy sweep, and you'll take them down almost instantly. Obviously some of the better classes like Soldier and Knight will have bigger, heavier weapons that will do more damage, but they also have armor which will restrict where you can roll to. Now there's a hole there, you don't want to fall down it, but these guys will run off it because they're kind of brainless. And both die. Down there there's some items and stuff, but you can't go down that way. There are other ways down there. Now as you can see, he took less damage from my attack because he's got some form of armor. I think they have leather armor on, but yeah, there's an enemy hiding around this corner. When you get to this first corner, be careful, because that guy, if you're playing on your first time, you won't know he's there, and he may just like, well, not kill you because he's quite a weak enemy. It'll take 3 or 4 hits to kill you, but he will do some damage if you don't like take precautions against him. Now, that's some fire bombs. They're best against the boss. The boss on the first level, on the first playthrough, is extremely weak to fire. So if you throw fire bombs at him, then he will go down pretty quickly. But obviously, it depends on other things as well. Now, these guys, it's best to kind of keep bobbing around until only one of them comes after you. Because if both of them come after you, you're in a little bit of trouble on your first playthrough. There we go, they're both down. As you can see, they're quite a bit stronger than the dredgelings, which is the small enemies with no armor and tiny daggers. So you've got to be a bit more careful. Those fog gates, they separate areas of the level. They're not checkpoints. There are no checkpoints in this game. If you die, you go back to the start of your level and you lose all of your souls. They fall on the floor into a bloodstain, and to regain all of your souls you have to basically work your way through the level and get back to your bloodstain, and when you touch it you get all your souls back, which means you've got to be very careful if you die a lot, because you've got to make sure that if you do die, you've got back to your souls first and you don't end up losing them all over and over again. Now, this probably isn't looking that hard at the minute, because on your first playthrough it isn't very hard. I mean, the first level isn't very hard. On your first playthrough it might be, because I got stuck in it, but that's just because I was rushing it. I kept running into things, I didn't know how to take down the enemies properly, and I kept getting killed over and over again. Now some of these soldiers up here, they have fire bombs as well, so they can throw them down at you, and if they hit you they will do quite a bit of damage, because everything on this game does quite a bit of damage. If you go around here, there's one dredgeling. you can take him out pretty easily. But there's 2 soldiers up here, one just at that doorway there, and another one round the corner. Oh great, both of them have come at me now. Wow. Basically, you got to watch their attack patterns. If you lure them into attacking, then basically you can get an attack off, maybe take them down. If you attack them first and you miss, then they're going to come back with a counter attack and take you down pretty easily. Now, Barbarian has the highest stat in Vitality when you first start, which is well, higher Vitality means more health and more resistance to damage, but high Vitality is also not very important once you get high levels in the game, because even the weakest enemies can do a lot of damage still. If you look up here, there's this boulder at the top of the stairs. If you run about a third of the way up and then run down, it will miss you like that. Or no, it never rolled up. Run back down again out of the way, and then it opens up down there. Stuff down there, but that's not very important for the time being. Now there's one guy up here. Throughout the game, there's 5 archstones. The 2, 3, 4, and 5 worlds 2, 3, 4, and 5 all have 3 levels, or 4 places to go to, but 3 actual levels. The enemies are all different in each world. None of the enemies are repeated across worlds, I don't think. Like in this world, it's mainly soldiers and stuff like that, and dredgelings and knights. But when you get to World 2, World 2's filled with miners, which are like they're basically like lizard men with huge pickaxes that mine, and they have a hell of a lot of health and do quite a lot of damage, but they're incredibly slow. World 3 has not very many enemies on the first level. On the first level there's just these things called mind flayers, which kind of freeze you with spells and then kill you instantly with this like tongue attack which shoots right through your body. If you go in soul form early on, you'll have not very much health and it will kill you pretty quickly. Now, I said firebomb's good for the boss, but I'm going to show you their effectiveness against knights here. If you throw that at him. Oh, he blocked it. Never mind. Usually it will do about half health damage to him, but he did block it, which is kind of annoying, I guess. I just don't want him doing a shield lunge, it's going to try and riposte. There we go. Now if they hit you, they will do more damage than the knights in the tutorial, by quite a bit. Which isn't the nicest thing to get hit by, especially this early on in the game. I'm just going to show you what's over here. There's 2 ways you can go on top of this bridge, or 3 ways you can go. One carries on with the level, one opens up a shortcut, and one goes towards another boss. Now, the bosses, they will well, bosses are hard. It's not a boss per se, but it's this guy you have to beat. You don't have to, it's an optional boss. If you beat him in a duel, like you get him down to half health or so, he gives you his sword, which is a very powerful sword. But across this bridge there's also this guy, which is the Red-Eyed Knight. He will wreck you. If you go near him, he's a Blue-Eye Knight, but twice as much health, does twice as much damage, and has a huge spear. Is not something you want to tackle on your first playthrough, or not on your first playthrough, on your first playthrough of this level. Maybe come back after you've done a few more worlds, got a few more stats up, maybe even got a spell or 2 if you want to make the game a little bit easier for yourself on the first playthrough, because it is quite hard, but you do not want to engage him on your first run. Now, on the other side of this bridge, let me just sprint over here.